tasted success winning the Challenge Cup with that magnificent victory over Huddersfield at Wembley last season, but success in Super League is something that's always evaded them. Could this finally be Warrington's year? Tony, first full season at Warrington, and people expect great things, of course.
Yeah, we do too. Don't know about expect. We're going to try and do our best, and that's I know there's a lot of people out there willing us and would love to for us to do well, and that's good. There's a lot of people behind us, and we're going to go out there and try and do our best for ourselves and for all our supporters. So very exciting. It's always exciting at this time of the year. Every club's done well and doing well in pre-season, and we're a bit the same. We've had a good pre-season. We're feeling good about our off-season and pre-season. So looks good for another healthy season.
Yeah, well, that's obviously a huge positive for the season. There's only 2 pieces of silverware on offer, and we got our hands on the Challenge Cup, so that was great. But if we're being critical, to finish 10th with the squad we had is very, very disappointing. So we want to do well in both competitions this year.
I think that's the main thing in Super League itself. We all think that if you don't make the playoff, it's a big disappointment. It was a big disappointment, massively. But at the beginning of the season, if somebody said we're going to miss out on the playoffs and win the Challenge Cup, well, we'd take that any day of the week. So I know it's disappointing, and as players, we always want to better ourselves and be the best. Well, winning the Challenge Cup wasn't as bad as people think.
I reckon it is, yeah. I reckon there's a great buzz around the boys, and I'm just glad to be here, mate, to be honest.
What was it that brought you here? What was it that drew you across to Warrington?
It was the ambition of the club and where they wanted to go, and the personnel that are at the club, the coaching staff, and just a real buzz around the place that enticed me to be here. So I want to be a part of the success that's going to come through the club, and hopefully we can bring it.
When you work with Tony Smith at international level, and then you work with him at club level here, you know what he's capable of. And I think people are now expecting Warrington to do pretty well this season. Yeah, well, that's a fair assumption, really. We expect to do well ourselves. We've got a fantastic squad. Tony's obviously had a full off-season to work with us as well, and we're really working really well together. So expectations are high, and so they should be. So we're expecting a lot of ourselves, and so a lot of other people. I mean, that phrase "expectations are high" here at Warrington, it's been said throughout the Super League era, and Warrington have never really delivered in the Super League era, but this, it would seem, should be Warrington's time. Oh yeah, we've got a good chance. I've just mentioned before that the squad we've assembled is fantastic. They're training really hard, and there's no reason why we can't start competing for these major awards. So we had a taste of it last year. We want more of it. So it's down to us to deliver. Tell me about the squad. Players, it changes around over the off-season. What about this group of players? Who's impressed you? Yeah, well, everyone's really ripping in training. We've got a new conditioner on board, so everyone's trying to impress him, and he's trying to set his stall on the boys. But no, there's a really good mix of young up-and-coming boys, Richie, Myler, and old experienced players like myself. But no, everyone's having a real dig, and if we can keep the majority of the boys fit, which a lot of teams, injuries are inevitable in rugby league, but a lot of teams struggle. But seem to have had more than our fair share over the past few years. But if we can keep the boys reasonably fit, keep the majority of our best team on the field, there's no reason why we can't pick up a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence, and do the business. Tell me about this season, because you've a lot to be very positive about as you go into 2010, haven't you?
We have, and it seems to crop up every year. This question of you can win it, are you going to win it? And all we can say is that we're going to work really hard to achieve our goals, whether that's to win it or to better what we did last year. And if we can reach our goals, what we've set, then there's going to be some happy people.
It's said of Warrington nearly every year, this is your year, it's about time. Warrington have got the squad. Do you really feel that you've got the squad, you've got the coach, you've got everything in place now? We have.
We've got an excellent setup. We've got brand new facilities, which is, I guess, probably one of the best in Super League, and We've got new players coming in. We're really good, solid players. They're English-based players, so they're not going to take time to settle in. And there's a lot of potential, and we've just got to, like I said, work hard and reach our goals and make sure that potential is tried and tested, and we can express ourselves.
What do you make of the squad that you've got around you?
Oh mate, they're a great bunch of boys, a great talented bunch. We've got an amazing pack and great back line, and Briers in the halves, and that. It's just going to be, we're all excited to play. Yeah.
How far can Warrington go this season in Super League?
Oh, we want to go all the way, mate. We set standards when we were away at camp that we know we can be in both finals. We know we can win both finals. We're setting our standards that high that if we don't achieve them, we'll be disappointed.
I'm working with Tony Smith, a coach who's proved it. He's done it with Leeds. He's turned them around. What's he been like to work with?
Oh, Tony's a great coach. That's why I come to the club, really, to be honest, because the way he is a coach. And he had a couple of weeks with him with England, and that more or less convinced me to come here. And I can't really say any more about him. His record speaks for itself.
Richie Myler said the reason he came here was to work with you. He'd worked with you very briefly with England, and that was enough.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, likewise. When I had the opportunity to work with Richard, I enjoyed it. He's a talented young player, and I think he's got a lot of developing to do, and he's doing that. And he's really keen to get better and better, and he's already got some pretty good talent to start with. So that's a good recipe, and a bit the same with Ryan Atkins. He's I had a chance to work with him briefly with England, and he's keen to establish himself at that level, and wants to get better. So I'm really keen. I'm keen to work with people who want to improve, and the other one is David Solomona, who's probably had a bit of injury in the last little while. He's looking to get his career back on track, and we've all seen what a talent he is, carrying the ball, and adding that recipe into our recipe is he's a pretty good ingredient to add to it, I think.
What is it that Warrington lacked last season? Was it just consistency, or anything specific?
That's probably been a little bit our problem for a while here, and consistency was definitely part of it last year, but it's been something that has probably plagued Warrington for many years now. The fact that they can beat the top teams and sometimes slip up on some of the lesser teams, and we want to become a bit more consistent across the board and take care of the teams that we're supposed to, and also compete with the big boys and on a more regular basis. And if we achieve that, we'll be pretty close to achieving what everybody wants for us and from us.
Not long now until the start of the season, and everyone here at Warrington is getting excited. No wonder. They've got the squad, they've got the facilities, and they have a coach with a proven track record in Super League.